Hello students, we are going to continue with our previous topic, that is types of organization. We have completed two, that is linear organization and functional. Now continuing with the same topic, third type of organization, that is formal organization, right? See, take the example of linear organization, right? That was, we can say that was a what? That was a formal structure or a formal organization. Why it is called as a formal organization? Because that special organization or structure that has been formed for the accomplishment of the objective, predetermined objective or a goal, right? Various levels of management that will be created, special roles and responsibilities that will be assigned, right? For what purpose? For achievement of what? For the achievement of the specific objective, right? So what is the base of formal organization? That is the objective, predetermined objective that has been set by the management. Getting my point, right? It will create what? It will create the interrelationship or interhuman relationship between the various people, right? Superior subordinate relationship that will be created, and most importantly, it is done for the achievement of the common objective, right? Linear and the functional organization that we can take as an example for what? For the formal organization, right? Okay, by that specific structure that has been created for the accomplishment and achievement of the pre-decided objective. Right here, that what is the main benefit of formal organization? That is, each and every person, each and every worker, they are going to get what? They are going to get the clarity of the roles, that what are the roles that they are going to perform, who is be the particular superior, right? That suppose I am working under the bottom level management and I will be getting the clarity, I will be working under whom, I need to report to whom, and I need to follow instruction of whom. That is, suppose for an example, I am working under a production departmental head, right? I am in his team, then I will be what? I will be getting the instruction and I will be giving them the particular report to the specific one production departmental head, right? So formal organization that is created for the accomplishment of what? For the accomplishment of the predetermined objective, a particular relationship that will be created, that will be established, and superior subordinate relationship that will be created. Each and every person, they are going to get what? They are going to get that particular clarity of their. Okay. Now characteristics of formal organization. First, it is a formal structure. The administrators, they are going to what? They are going to form or they are going to create the formal structure. For what purpose? To achieve the particular predetermined goal. Linear organization that has been there, right? That CEO, general manager, various that officers, they are working at the middle level and in the end lower management. Right? So that is what? That is a formal structure. Getting my point? Second, lacking of flexibility. See, this formal structure, right? Once it is assigned, that means what? That will become rigid sometime. Why it becomes rigid? Because simply when you create that particular formal structure, when you create the organizational structure, right? There is what is that roles that has been assigned, responsibility that has been assigned, authority that has been assigned. So there is less scope for what? There is less scope for the change. Right? You cannot what? You cannot that interchange your roles, or you cannot have that particular, that suppose for an example, I have assigned the production departmental head, I have been appointed as that, right? So I need to what? I need to carry on with the continuous activity, that production activity, right? I will not be able to interchange my role. I will not be able to get that particular thing done to others. Or I cannot rely on the other person, right? I need to what? I need to get that role. I need to handle that department particularly. Right? So that structure, that formal organization, that is going to be what? That is going to be rigid sometimes, right? That it lacks what? It lacks of a flexibility. Third, delegation of power from upper to lower level. See, delegation of authority, delegation of power. That in formal structure, it goes with what? It goes with the like top to middle and middle to bottom, right? That we can get from the various levels of management. Right, the top level, they are going to have the supreme authority. Middle level, they are going to have that some sort of authority of up to limited up to, we can say that, to that particular department. And in the end, that is lower level, the maximum administration that will be done. Right. So it flows from what? It flows from top to middle and middle to bottom. And the feedback, the reporting system, that will goes from this by bottom to middle and middle to top. It's a simple thing, right? That we can get from linear structure as well as from the functional organizational structure also. Right, the top level management, they are going to formulate policies, they are going to create the rules and regulations, they are going to set the objective, and accordingly middle and lower, they are going to what? They are going to implement, or they are going to work on that particular objectives. Right. Then fourth, large size. See, when this formal structure need to be created, when there is a large size of a business, large scale business is there, right? That various levels of management that will be created, right? As well as that particular workers, they will be what they will be working, so they must be getting what they must be getting, that clarity of the roles, who is going to perform which task, how it will be done, and who is going to represent the report to whom, right? So large size, when large scale business is there, obviously there existence of what, there is a existence of the formal organization, right? That from linear or whether it is a functional, right? That number of people they are working under the particular that, so they can get the clarity. Yes, we are what, we are working under a specific person, and we need to what, we need to follow the rules and the regulation that has been made by the specific departmental head, right? Then particular relation. See, there is no scope for the informal relation. Whatever the levels of management that is created, whatever the levels that has been generated through the organizational structure, the employees are working together, right? They will be communicating with each other, or they will be having that particular relation about the achievement of a common goal. Each and every person, they are going to have the clarity of roles, what are the things that they are going to perform, what are the rules and the regulations that they need to be followed, right? So we can say, yes, there is a what, there is a particular relation. We need what, we need a particular relation. That is, suppose I am a production departmental head, the same person, that sales departmental head, he will be working, right? So we will be having what, we will be having a particular relation, right? There is no scope for the informal relation or informal organization in the structure. Sixth, communication. It will be done in a written way, that is written communication, it will be there, right? And a formal method is going to be adopted. There is no scope for the oral communication, there is no scope for the informal communication. If top level management, they want to that generate or they want to give the instruction to the middle level management, that it will be written in, it will be in a written form, right? Middle level, they are going to convey the message to the bottom level, again it will be what, again it will be in the written form, right? So everything that is what, everything that is done in a formal communication or in a formal way. There is no place or there is no scope for what, there is no scope for the informal communication. Getting my point, right? So it's a simple thing, that is formal structure that is being generated or that is being created for the purpose of what? For the purpose of the achievement of the common predetermined objective that has been set by the management, by the business unit or by the organization. Getting my point, right? So formal structure, that what we can say, the base is what, the base is common objective, achievement of a common objective, and a formal relation, it will be created, interhuman relationship it will be created, that is superior and subordinate relationship. Okay, clear? Then going ahead with informal organization. See, when formal structure it has been created, right? So people, they are going to start working together, they will be working as a team, they will be working as a one group. So obviously there will be they will be starting that communicating with each other, their interests, their habits, their likes and dislikes, everything that are going to be what, they are going to be interchange, right? They are going to communicate with each other. So on the basis of that, informal organization it will be created. The base is what? The base is human relation. That is friendship, we can say. When we are working together with some person, obviously for a longer period of time, then obviously we are going to develop a friendly relation, right? So what is the meaning? That yes, formation of interrelations form in its own in order to provide contribution to result achievements without any kind of formal planning. No formal planning it will be there, no instruction that will be there from the top and the middle level of management, but people, those who are working together, they are going to exchange the ideas, they are going to interchange the concept or whatever that set of mind about the work, about the task, they are going to interchange that thing. Getting my point, right? So no formal planning is there, they are going to exchange ideas about what, about how they are going to improve the productivity, how they are going to increase the output, everything. Getting my point, right? So that what we can say, that is informal organization, that is considered as the what, that is considered as the shadow of the formal structure, right? Because once the formal structure that has been created, so and so only there is an interrelationship that has been established, right? People, they have started working together. So obviously what is going to happen? Simple, they are going to what? They are going to start communicating with each other. So that is why informal relation, that is the base is what? The base is the human behavior or the human relations, right? But apart from that, the beginning, that at the initial stage, that people, they are coming into what? They are coming into the particular contact with each other through formal structure, right? Say for example, yes, I am coming into this organization, right? I am working with the same higher secondary section, right? People, they are from the different culture and different teachers are there, but still I am developing the relations with them, right? That whether it is a science department, whether it is a commerce section, whatever, right? Once we have started working together, right, we are going to what? We are going to develop a friendly relation. So that is called as what? That is called as an informal organization, right? And it can be considered a subordinate structure to the formal, right? That formal structure, it is going to be what? It is going to be supported by whom? It is going to be supported by the informal organization. Getting my point, right? So now characteristics, that is first, informal structure? As I said that it establishes the interrelationship, right? That particular people who are working together for the accomplishment or achievement of the same goal or common objective, they will be working together as a team, as a group. So they are going to what? They are going to start communicating with each other. And accordingly, they are going to what? They are going to start developing their informal relation. Second, based on human relation. Now, human relations, they are based on what? They are based on this thing, that feelings, interest, values, hobbies, habits, right? They are going to play a very important role in what? In forming the human relation, friendly human relation, right? I'm working with someone with the same subject, with the same interest, with likes and dislikes, they are going to match, that habit they are going to match. So obviously we are going to what? We are going to be friends, right? And when we are going to be friends, obviously the formal structure, it is always there. We are working at the, we are teachers, right? We are working at the same level. But at the same time, we are going to develop the informal relation. We are going to be friends. We are going to communicating. We are going to start communicating with each other about the ideas of the subject, how to improve the performance in the subject, everything. Getting my point, right? Then third, that is, it is ever changing. See, it is not a rigid one, it is not a fixed thing, right? That informal organization, they are going to what? They are going to interchange, or they are going to ever changing. I'm working here, right? Suppose I am going to get another opportunity, I am going to other school, so I will be developing my circle into that specific group. Same way, a particular production team is there and they are working with together for around 1 or 2 years, then they are going to change the particular team. So obviously they are going to what? They are going to develop a new circle. They are going to start developing their or we can say their interrelation or informal relation with each other, right? So new informal structure that will be created when the people or group of people, they are started working together. So it is what? It is ever changing. Then universal. See, it is not only about business. Informal relation or informal structure, that is going to be what? It is going to be there everywhere, right? When 2 or more people, they are working together, so obviously they are going to start exchanging the ideas. They are going to start exchanging the thoughts, that yes, what is the thinking of that, how they are going to achieve it, what is likes and dislikes, it will be there. So obviously it is a universal thing, right? When 2 or more people, they are working together, so obviously they are going to what? They are going to have that idea, right? I'm here, I'm working with the other person, we are going to share our knowledge, we are going to share our ideas, right? So it is not only on the business, right? It is what? It is a universal thing. That informal relation or informal organization is always be there, right? Whenever there will be human activities, obviously informal organization is going to be present, right? Then informal communication. Informal communication, that see in that specific what was happening in the formal organization, that yes, everything that is what there is in a written form, it flows from top to middle and middle to bottom, right? But here it is an informal organization. So informal communication will take place, that is oral communication, and mostly they will be exchanging their ideas, their thoughts, right? That opinions, right? Yes, what you can do, how you can do, right? It is not a formal one. It is not a particular thing that they are going to what? They are going to have that thing, actually you should do it, you should do that, you must do that, you must come at particular time, you need to produce this much or this many. No, it is informal communication. People, they have the base is what? The base is the human relation. So they are going to what? They are going to exchange the ideas. They are going to share their opinions about that, how to improve the work, how to improve the productivity. Getting my point, right? Then it is of what? It is of a small size. See, that is what? It is a completely small size unit or completely small size organization, right? Because see, the circle of a particular thing, if I suppose I am working in a team like of 5 people, so we will be developing informal relation, right? So it is a small size. Getting my point, right? Because it is dependent on the individual human relationship. It is depending upon what? It is depending upon the individual human relation, right? Yes, if I am comfortable with someone, I will be developing the relation. If I am not, then I am not going to develop the relation. Getting my point, right? So it is a what? It is of a small size, right? Then lack of control. See, there is no formal structure, it will be created, no formal instruction that has been there from the top level, right? It is based on what? It is based on the particular human relation. It is what? It is a particular thing which that interrelationship that has been established due to what? Due to the working together, right? So worker, they are going to what? They are going to change their group, they are going to change their particular circle according to their what? According to their needs. Right? If I am working in the particular same team with 5 or 6 people, then I will be what? I will be developing relations with them. I will be exchanging thoughts and ideas with them. It depends on me. That is, yes, what is my own perception, what is my individual thinking, right? Then last, there is complement to formal structure. See, that communication that has been start being developed due to what? Due to the formal structure. That formal structure that has been created, so interrelationship or that superior subordinate relationship that has been there. Co-workers, they are going to come together for the work, right? So they are going to start communicating with each other. They are going to start exchanging their ideas and thoughts. Ke, bhai, yes, we should do that. How we can do, how we can improve our productivity. Whatever the things will be, right? So that is why we can say that yes, informal organization or informal structure, that is what it is complementary to the formal one, right? That base of informal, that is what, that is the formal structure. That once we have created the formal structure, then yes, we can what, we can say there is a possibility of the informal structure always be there, right? On the basis of the informal structure, what we can say that yes, we can at least have an idea, or we have that hope case we are going to have that informal organization into it, right? Because people working at the same level, they are considered as a co-workers, co-employees. So obviously they are going to start developing their ideas. They are going to exchange the ideas with each other. Getting my point, right? So informal, that is the base is human relation. For formal organization, the base is the particular goal that they want to achieve, predetermined goal, right? Informal organization is complementary to the formal one, or we can say it is a shadow of a formal one, right? Okay, now only one type of, that is matrix organization, that is remaining. So in the next lecture I will be covering that. Okay, right? I am sending the PDF along with this video. You need to make notes from it. Okay, and if you have any doubt, do let me know, right? Okay, thank you.